Dear guests, welcome at the AHK Eindwerkprijs, where we award 3 prizes for the best graduation works of last year. And the nominees are Amir Zaza, Loes Luker and their team with their movie It Will Rain. Eva Oosterveld and her team with their movie Jongen van Hout. Wessel van Wanrooy and his team with their movie over een pastoor op regelazen. Christina Prutschner with a theater performance Psychosis 4.48. Idris Nabil and his team with their movie This Is Your Captain Speaking. Frederik Berendsen with her project No Music on a Dead Planet. Steven van Raan with his architectural design Tentoonstelling voor Verbeelding. Tessa Schouten with her landscape architectural design The Island of Silence. Diana Kantner with her recital Troubled Women. And Anna Torres with her architectural design XXX Resexifying Amsterdam's Red Light District. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Jefferson. I'm an actor, singer-songwriter, and dancer, and I study drama and contemporary music theater at this university. And I'll be your host for this afternoon. I would like to welcome you all to the 11th edition of the AHK Eindwerkprijs here in the Melkweg. Also, a warm welcome to the people inside their rooms right now and the live stream. The president of the executive board, Bert Verveld, will kick off the ceremony with a word of welcome. Bert. Of course.
Good afternoon, dear nominees, dear members of the jury, everyone actually, on behalf of the board of the Amsterdam University of the Arts, welcome to you all to the 11th edition, like Jefferson already said. You here at the Melkweg and you at home in the live stream. We are proud and happy that we can show the world the great work of our students. In the middle of everything that's happening in the world right now, we show our strength, the persistence and the perseverance of our students, with a remarkable and admirable level of engagement. And I will come back to that later. So, dear nominees for the Eindwerkprijs 2022, family, friends, colleagues, students, members of the jury, directors of our academies, members of the supervisory board of the AHK. I know that you all look forward to today with great anticipation and excitement, and we look forward to this ceremony. We have an online audience at home. Welcome again by means of the live stream, eagerly watching things to unfold here at the Melkweg, and I'm sure that you, the audience at home, extend your warm feelings and support to the nominees today, and thanks for your online participation. A special word of welcome to Ernestine Convalius, chair of the jury. She will be presenting the winners of the Eindwerkprijs today. She used to be director of the Belmer Park Theater, of the Karate Theater here in Amsterdam, and she is also coach of talented young talents from different fields. Also part of the jury were Amber Kortzorg, journalist and television presentator, member of the supervisory board of the AHK, Ahmed Polat, photographer, filmmaker and artistic director of Amsterdam 750, Ines van der Scheer, curator at the Amsterdam Museum and researcher. Let me thank again the jury for their work and for sure the difficult choices that they had to make. And let me also thank right now already Lieke van Rijn, who always organizes this event and many other events. Lieke, thanks. You do your work wonderful. For us at the Amsterdam University of the Arts, the Eindwerkprijs is of course an important moment in the yearly calendar. Students finished their exams before or in summer, and after that they are asked and then challenged with the question whether to participate in this contest. And after that the jury starts to work, and it's a time-consuming process, but also, I hope and expect, a very inspiring one because of the wonderful work of our graduates. But please allow me, before Ernestine Kopvalius will be presenting to us, and we will have some presentations about the projects, please allow me to say a few words about the value of the Eindwerkprijs for us. It is important to repeat the criteria for the jury in evaluating the Eindwerkprijs proposals. First, the work, of course, has to be assessed as good by the examiners within the university. Second, the work establishes a connection to the outside world. And third, the work is relevant to the further development of the profession. Within a University of the Arts like the AHK, there is no doubt that at the heart of work and study is storytelling, of stories that you as students want to tell. And because you want your story to be heard, seen or read, you use the resources of your profession: music, theater, dance, film, visual work, architecture, and of course, heritage expertise. And because you believe that art makes a difference and that art matters, that storytelling is very often about societal issues. Because art is at the heart, at the center of society, not as a nice extra, not as art washing, but as a central and essential function that reflects and confronts, that helps to look at difficult problems in a different way, which sometimes hurts and usually inspires to think further and differently than the usual and the obvious. And this is all excellently illustrated by the entries for the 2022 Eindwerkprijs. These entries are about refugees, oppression, injustice, and impossible dilemmas, about young people, youth care, and inequality of opportunities, about getting older and keeping control of your own life, about mental health and autonomy in a society ruled by algorithms, about making music and at the same time reducing the carbon footprint of making music, about designing the history of a place in the city, about traumas in and off the landscape, about oppression of women expressed through music, and about redesigning the most complex parts of this city. These are the topics of our candidates of this year. Fantastic. What a commitment and what an inspiration. These are their stories and they need to be told. We are proud of you and I congratulate you with your achievements, and although only one can win in each category, for me, you are all winners. We, Annette Lekkerkerker and I, wish you all a very pleasant and inspiring afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Bert, for telling us what it's all about in art. During this award ceremony, you can cast your vote for the Audience Award, which consists of a cash prize of 1,000 euros. Today's program will guide you along the nominated projects. Afterwards, you can cast your vote for your favorite project. To this, you can use the URL or the QR code you can see here on the screen, and at home, of course, in the live stream. After the presentations and the second performance of Julia Sabate, we will close the lines and count the votes. And right now, we will start by watching the video presentations of the nominees. And we're going to start with the bachelor students, and the first video is of Amir, Zaza, and Loes Luker, who work with their team on the movie It Will Rain.
Het is een film die ik nooit wilde maken. Maar het heeft me lang wakker gehouden. Ik wilde niet gestereotyped worden als een filmmaker die alleen films maakt die over vluchtelingen gaan. Maar ik voelde een grote verantwoordelijkheid. Als mens en ook als filmmaker. En misschien ook omdat ik net zoals het hoofdpersonage van onze afstudeerfilm voor hetzelfde dilemma stond. It Will Rain gaat over de twee Syrische broers, Nauras en Ward. Die opgepakt worden en terechtkomen in een van de gruwelijkste gevangenissen ter wereld. Nadat ze mee hebben gedaan aan een vreedzame protest in Damascus in Syrië. Op een wonderlijke wijze komt Nauras vrij. Maar hij wordt vervolgens geconfronteerd met een groot dilemma. Wat zou jij doen als een dictator jou of jouw familie of jouw landgenoten onrecht aandoet? Zou jij een geweer pakken en vechten tegen het onrecht en misschien sterven? Of zou jij vluchten voor jouw leven en het leven van je naasten?
Ikzelf, geboren en opgegroeid in Nederland, had geen idee wat voor kwesties allemaal kunnen meespelen bij deze mensen die op de vlucht zijn. Ik had geen idee waarom mensen in werkelijkheid hun thuisland zouden ontvluchten. Het is een verhaal dat wij in het Westen niet kennen. Een verhaal verteld door de ogen van mensen die op de vlucht zijn. Het is een universeel verhaal. Het zou kunnen gaan over ieder persoon die op de vlucht is voor oorlog of geweld. Dit verhaal moest verteld worden. Want hoe ben ik als mens in staat me te verbinden met de nieuwkomers in ons land als ik geen idee heb van hun verhaal? Met deze film hopen we meer begrip en empathie te creëren voor onze medemens.
Het maken van deze film was een groot risico en een avontuur. Filmen in 2 landen, werken met internationale cast en crew, de juiste balans proberen te vinden tussen fictie en realiteit, om recht te doen aan het verhaal en de mensen waar het over gaat. Vele uitdagingen en productionele beperkingen. Wij hebben deze film met hart en ziel gemaakt. En wij geloven dat wat het uit het hart komt, zal altijd anderen in het hart raken.
Let's give it up for Loes and Amir. Come on stage. Hello. Thanks, guys. What a beautiful movie you guys made. Such a body of work. Amazing. I have one question for you, and it's about the movie. In the film, you deal with sensitive issues related to the situation in Syria, where it is important to present them as truthfully as possible, as you just said.
Yeah.
How did you manage to portray the reality of what is happening in Syria as respectfully and honestly as possible?
That's really a good question. I think that Loes could begin.
Easy one, good one.
So it's a combination of the inside and the outside world we see in this film. And beside of the inside of prison, where Amir will tell some more from, we thought it was very important to show the beauty of Syria and the landscape. You can feel the warmth, you can feel the environment, and not only show the nature of this country, but also the architecture. So we started looking for a place, a safe country where we could find a similar situation as in Syria. And luckily we found that with a lot of scouting. And I think we can conclude that because the actors and Amir, who is originally from Syria, they sometimes even had to pinch themselves to make sure they weren't in their home country. So I think we can conclude that we succeeded in finding a place similar to Syria looking.
Yeah, so it was really important, to create a credible setting for the story. And as Loes said, it was really important to believe that you are in Syria, to tell such a story. So this part, we did it through filming in Spain, shooting the exteriors, but also the architect was really important. So we built large parts of the set, also here in the Netherlands, the interiors, and for sure the actors contributed really a lot to make the image complete.
Wow. So you're saying that as well as the location and the actors and you coming from Syria are people that made it as honest and as reflective as possible.
Everyone, actually, like my also Dutch fellow students, we had really like an international team. We had people also from Spain, but also here in the Netherlands, like people with Turkish background, with Iranian people also. We had like.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for your answer. Thanks. I hope that you guys win the prize, of course, and we'll see you guys shortly.
Hope it for everyone.
Of course.
Thank you.
The next video is of Eva Oosterveld, who worked with her team on the documentary Jongen van Hout.
Een jaar geleden vloog de 14-jarige Stijn uit de bocht. Hij stopte met school en verbrak uit schaamte het contact met zijn moeder. Nu probeert hij houvast te vinden in zijn wereld vol verleidingen en verwachtingen en vrede te maken met zijn moeder en zichzelf. Stijn is een van de 3000 kinderen en jongeren in Nederland die niet naar school gaat. Deze groep is vastgelopen in het onderwijs of in de jeugdzorg of allebei. Ze hebben minder kans op een mooie toekomst omdat ze niet naar school gaan. Toen ik hier achter kwam, vroeg ik mezelf af, hoe lossen we dit op? Om antwoord te vinden op deze vraag heb ik me verdiept in de kwetsbaarheid van deze kinderen en jongeren. Door onderzoek te doen kwam ik in contact met instanties, scholen, ouders, kinderen en jongeren en uiteindelijk met Stijn. Over Stijn maakte ik samen met mijn crew de documentaire Jongen van Hout. Jongen van Hout volgt Stijn in zijn roerig dagelijks leven en tijdens zijn leertraject bij een sociale werkplaats. In deze werkplaats leert hij werken met hout en metaal en voert hij openhartige gesprekken met zijn begeleider Duco over alles wat hij meemaakt, zijn onzekerheden en zijn toekomst. Door Stijns ontwikkeling in kaart te brengen, hopen wij het gesprek te openen over de zorgwekkende positie van kinderen en jongeren die niet naar school gaan en het belang te benadrukken van passend onderwijs en passende jeugdzorg.
Yes, give it up for Eva. Come on stage, Eva. Wow, look at that. All dressed up. Hello, Eva.
Hey.
What a beautiful movie as well, and
Thank you so much.
a great documentary. I have a question for you. I watched your material, of course. You're a documentary maker, and it's your responsibility to portray as much and as closely the stories of people, situations that we don't know. Besides that responsibility of bringing it to the people, do you think there's any other responsibilities that you have on making any impact on the actual subjects that you discuss? And if so, how do you do it?
Yes, I think as a documentary maker, for me, it's most important to try to make an impact with the film because that's what you can do besides informing people and entertaining people. And with this film in particular, I wanted to give Stijn, someone who doesn't really have a voice in society, a voice. So that was the most important part for me. But I think therefore, by doing that, I think the impact of this film will be most great with people like Stijn. Children and young adults that are in similar situations. And with people who work with people like Stijn, as Duco, for instance.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. And I think for lawmakers that are busy with education and health as well. So we, the crew and I, are trying to get this documentary to places like schools and social workshops to make this impact as big as possible.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're actually saying that you bring your movie to as many different places as possible to enlarge your impact.
Exactly, but not really different places, but like we try to reach this particular audience to make the biggest impact.
Great.
I think that would be what
answer.
we try.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, thank you, Eva. Of course,
Thanks.
I hope that you win as well.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna go on to the next video. The next video is going to be van Wessel van Wanrooy, who worked with his team on the movie Over een pastoor op regelaarzen.
Stel je voor, je hebt oud mogen worden, je hebt een mooi leven gehad, maar opeens krijg je problemen met je geheugen. Het wordt steeds erger, er is niets tegen te doen en langzamerhand verlies je jezelf en daarmee ook de regie over je eigen leven. Misschien denk je, ik hoop dat ik dood ben voordat het zover is. Maar wat als dat nou juist het probleem is? Over een pastoor op regenlaarzen vertelt het verhaal van de dementerende Josias. Hij vindt dat zijn leven af is, maar zijn doodswens blijft onvervuld. Op een ochtend raakt hij op een zwerftocht en ontmoet hij diep in een verlaten bos een jonge, gewapende vrouw. Hij vraagt aan haar om hem te doden en maakt haar daarmee in één klap verantwoordelijk voor zijn euthanasiewens. Door de aanhoudende vergrijzing en de toename van het aantal mensen met dementie wordt het euthanasievraagstuk een onderwerp dat met de dag belangrijker wordt. Onze film heeft als taak om een brug te slaan tussen jong en oud, zodat zij samen het gesprek aan kunnen gaan. Want wanneer je leven voorbij is en wie dat dan mag bepalen, zegt u het maar.
Yes, thank you, Wessel. What a absurd story. It was so crazy to see this. There's so much happening in this short amount of time.
Yeah, there's happening a lot.
Yeah. So I was actually gonna ask something about your memory, if you're still up. What stuck to your memory the most when it came to reaction on what people have seen about your movie?
Well, actually, I think the reaction that sticks with me the most is the one that didn't come. I would have expected at least someone to walk up to me and declare me mental for killing an elderly person who suffers from dementia, but instead they said they felt sorry for Josias and his situation, and they felt that he was better off this way. And I think that's a beautiful reaction to start a conversation.
Yes. I think in your film you're really making that line very clear for us to think about how and who decides that if we do want to die when we're demented.
Yeah, and that's not up to me, that's up to all of us.
Cool. Well, thanks for making that. Of course, I hope that you win too. And I'll see you back in a bit. We're going to watch the next video. Thank you, Wessel. So the next video is of Christina Frötschner about her theater performance Psychosis 4.48.
What is normal? Oxford says what you would expect perfectly. But I don't expect perfectly that I can't get a student discount above the age of 27. And I don't expect perfectly that I have to label myself as being depressed when I can't find the best version of myself for a little moment. And is the state of mind depressed then a pathological one or maybe a social determined one? And what circumstances are necessary for that? And speaking about perfectly expecting, what role could algorithms play in that? Aren't they repeating the past to predict the future? So they're mixing up time. And what does that do to society when the time is mixed up? Conclusion. I'm caught in a corset out of perfectly expecting common assumptions. I'm Christina Frötschner, director of the theatre play Psychosis 4.48 by Sarah Kane. In this play, a human being decides to leave the hypothetical world of common assumptions. On the surface, it's about depression, psychosis, and suicides. But in its very essence, it's rather a political case. It's a fight against hypocrisy and for meaning within systems who are constantly asking positioning from us. But with a very pervert twist. They don't give space for that. How should we deal with that? This play reveals mechanisms underneath and leads you through an associative kaleidoscope through symptoms and consequences, desires and satisfactions, and brings to that an ode to curiosity and to a very human ability, autonomy. It is a celebration of questioning. It's like a hidden object where you're searching for the connections and the reasons why, and empowers each participant to dare to question and to look behind the common assumptions. As a theatre maker, as a spectator, as a human being. I'm calling Oxford now.
Christina Frötschner. What a piece. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So, rigorous questioning.
Yeah.
That's a big subject for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, I think it's the essence of human being in the end.
Can you tell me something about what it is? Like, what are rigorous questions?
Well, it's like giving questions without any fear, because I think, well, at least I have the feeling that we're living in a world where you don't dare to ask things because it's full of assumptions and stereotype and prejudice. And it's quite hard to go through it, and I think we should get a little bit like the plaisir, like a game of questioning each other like that.
Yeah.
And this is the picture I have always, like the hidden object pictures. It's also like paintings from Bosch, where you have different situations and you're searching for that. But why is he doing that? And could that be maybe possible through that or so? And I think this is quite important politically, socially, but also for having fun in life.
I guess. It's good. It's good to ask questions. If there is one rigorous question that you could ask yourself, what question would that be?
Well, this is not particularly one, but I think, is that really necessary? Or, I mean,
necessary, yeah.
Yeah, it's like questioning yourself all the time. I think this is kind of one of the rigorous questions you can do. Doubting yourself, not walking on the answers, on the floor of answers you already have.
Great. It seems like that's where we really value our life, if we do keep on questioning ourselves.
Yeah, and not trust algorithms.
Thank you, Christina. The next video is of Idris Nabil, who worked with his team on the movie This Is Your Captain Speaking.
Een Amerikaans paspoort heeft een score van 109. En een Nederlands paspoort heeft zelfs een score van 116. Maar een Cameroens paspoort heeft een score van maar 18. En deze scores vertegenwoordigen het aantal landen waarin je welkom bent met de paspoorten die ik net noemde. In andere woorden, het is de waarde van je nationaliteit. Als ik met mijn Nederlandse familie alles achter zou willen laten en onze dromen achterna zou willen jagen in Kameroen, dan vinden we dat dapper. Dan gaan we staan klappen en met een beetje pech kom je in een programma als Ik Vertrek terecht. Maar als ik met mijn Kameroense familie datzelfde wil doen hier in Nederland, dan zijn ze niet welkom. Dan zijn de grenzen dicht en dan worden ze gelukzoekers genoemd. En ik, half Kameroens, half Nederlands, sta in het midden op zoek naar antwoorden. En in mijn films, als ik vragen heb, dan probeer ik naar de wereld te kijken door de ogen van het kind. Alles bevragen met een open hart, zoals een kind dat zou doen. This Is Your Captain Speaking gaat over de 10-jarige Assare, die zijn 40-jarige Ghanese muziekdocent probeert te adopteren. Want op die manier kan zijn muziekdocent, net als hij, gewoon in Nederland blijven, toch?
Correct. Maar wat gaan je ouders wel vinden? Ze gaan het toch nooit goed vinden? Nee, maar ik dacht, als wij alles nou gewoon al regelen, dan kunnen ze geen nee meer zeggen, toch? Dan hoeft ze alleen nog maar te tekenen. Geniaal.
Laten we niet alleen in deze film, maar ook in de wereld daarbuiten iets vaker de bril van het kind opzetten. En de mens zien in plaats van de illegaal. Want aan het eind van de dag zijn we toch allemaal gewoon gelukzoekers. Dankjewel.
Idris. Great piece of work as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm quite curious because you're saying a couple of times you put on these glasses of children in your work.
Oh yeah, well we try to. Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Well, I think there's a lot to learn from children. Not only by the way they look at the world, you know, in a kind of a magical way, but also in a very honest way. They dare to ask difficult questions with a certain pureness of heart. And I think, especially with themes like these or problems like these that we have, Us grown-ups, we tend to be a little stuck up in our norms and our rules and the things we've learned without questioning them enough. And I think, therefore, it's a good thing to sometimes just put on the glasses of a child and, see past our prejudices and look at the world in a more magical, honest, and more fun way, because kids do have more fun than we do.
That's quite hard on these serious problems, right? To look at these serious problems in our country, especially the one that you discuss in your film, through a children's glasses. So how did you use your cast and the children that you were with to actually come to these glasses of a child?
Well, you say it's quite hard, but I think it's quite easy, actually, when talking to children. It's hard when we do it with grown-ups, I experience, because kids make it very easy, because the answers are very honest and very clear and very, if you think about it, very logical. But for this film, we just had a lot of conversations with kids. And we tried to do the casting with the kids. We were not only looking for the best actors, the best little actors, but we were always also looking for children that had an opinion about the themes that we want to discuss. And we had a lot of discussions during the castings about what is a passport and what is it? Why do we need it? And we have so many enriching and fun discussions with those kids. So we were also looking for people with a certain view on those things, so we can use that and enrich our film with that. And that worked very well, because the kids are very, very remarkable. Yeah.
They are. Thank you, Idris.
Thank you
for your answer.
Yeah.
So, now we have to come to the videos of the master students. And the first video is of Frederik Berendsen about her project, No Music on a Dead Planet.
Hello and congratulations. You were born on planet Paradise. The Earth and all life on it is an absolute miracle. But as you know, the future of our planet is in grave danger. At the moment that I'm recording this, we have 6 years, 224 days, 3 hours and 53 minutes to steer away from climate catastrophe. My name is Frey. I'm an artist activist and co-founder of Music Declares Emergency, the Netherlands. I haven't glued myself to a painting or a table, but I do have something to say. I believe in the power of music and art to promote the change that needs to happen to create a livable future. Artists have the power to change hearts and minds, spark the imagination, and affect how people think. We have the power to change our culture to one that treats the planet and all life on it with the respect it deserves. A few years back, I became a vegetarian, lived zero waste, started my own permaculture garden, and all of this to try not to be part of the problem. But the truth is, I am part of the problem, and most of us living in the Western world are. Now, instead of trying to be perfect all by myself, I want to be part of designing a system in which more people can make better choices. This year, I wrote a 4-step guide to help artists reduce the environmental impact of their tours, merchandise, distribution, and I share suggestions on how artists can use their platform, not because the music industry is the biggest polluter, but because what we model matters. To me, climate activism is about creating something beautiful that can last for generations to come. Isn't that the same reason why we create art? So let's start today. Join Music Declares Emergency, sign our declaration, and become part of the movement, because there's no music on a dead planet.
Thank you, Frederik. Come on stage, girl. Thank you for making us artists so responsible for this vision.
I hope I'm not making artists responsible.
I think we should be at this point.
Well, we're humans, so yes, I guess.
So as humans, can I ask you, what can we do to stop this ticking time bomb right now? It's quite close. 6 years is not that long.
No. In 6 years, I'll be 34. But okay, so what can you do? I think get involved, because everyone can do something, right? So as I said in here, like, I don't believe in perfection. I don't believe that everyone should live zero waste or that everyone should become vegan. And I'm not here to tell people what to do, but I'm just here to tell you that we are failing at stopping the climate crisis from happening, because it's already happening. But every choice we make will matter, and these are critical years. And I just hope to inspire, to
get involved.
Yeah, get involved, and especially as artists, because I feel like we need to be connected, right, to make this change and to create systemic change. And I think the arts and artists can play a huge role in that, because it's in a positive and in a beautiful way. It's about abundance and beauty and creating fairer world, I guess.
So you just had a URL on the stage. Like, can you just name it out, especially for the people at home? Like, where can they go online to just join your cause?
So go to musicdeclares.net. I also have some QR codes, so you can go on your phone. But musicdeclares.net, sign our declaration. It's free. It takes 1 minute of your time, and then you've already made the first step today. So
there we are. Thank you, Frederik.
Thank you.
The next video is of Steven van Raan about his architectural design tentoonstelling voor verbeelding.
Mijn afstudeerwerk is eigenlijk ontstaan uit frustratie over de hedendaagse architectuurpraktijk. Waarin het lijkt alsof er redelijk vluchtig onderzoek gedaan wordt. En waarin het lijkt alsof onderzoek alleen maar gestuurd wordt door efficiëntie. En dat we daar onze ontwerpmethodieken op aanpassen. Nou, ik vind, en ik heb onderzocht in mijn afstuderen of dat ook anders kan. En daardoor heb ik mijn eigen ontwerpmethodiek ontwikkeld. Deze ontwerpmethodiek heb ik gebaseerd op mijn eigen fascinaties. En dat is de liefde voor het tekenen, dus het surrealisme en de capriccio-stijl in de schilderkunst. Het capriccio-stijl in de schilderkunst, dat is eigenlijk een architectonische compositie van gebouwen uit het heden en het verleden. Gebouwen los van schaal, die naast elkaar zijn geplaatst, om zo eigenlijk een nieuwe architectonische compositie te creëren en een nieuwe wereld schept. De liefde voor tekenen, dat zat er bij mij al vroeg in. Zoals te zien is op deze tekening, die ik heb gemaakt toen ik 10 jaar was mijn eerste aanzet getekend voor een fantasiestad. Nooit wetende dat deze tekening zo'n belangrijke rol ging spelen in mijn afstudeerwerk. Als locatie voor mijn afstudeerwerk heb ik het Frederiksplein gekozen in Amsterdam. Een locatie die eigenlijk een hele rijke geschiedenis kent, maar in de huidige situatie nauwelijks zichtbaar is. Wat ik heb gedaan, ik heb vormen, personages, materialen en texturen en gebouwen uit verschillende tijdslagen met elkaar gecombineerd. En zo een beetje als samples in de hip-hop samen met elkaar verweven tot nieuwe verbeeldingen. Mijn afstudeerwerk is respectvol naar het verleden en enorm nieuwsgierig en hoopvol naar de toekomst. Mijn afstudeerwerk is een ode aan de verbeelding.
Thank you, Steven. Come join me in here. So, that's quite some imaginative work. We have to really look at your work to think something of it.
Yes.
I'm quite curious. So, right now, what do you think of the architectural developments at the Frederiksplein? Because this is how you want it to look, but that's not how it looks right now.
Exactly. So, no, I'm not sure if most of you know, but the Nederlandse Bank is transforming their building. Yeah, I think in the end it will be nice and it will be clean and modern and more open than it now is. But I think the Frederiksplein is also a lot of history that we can show. And during my graduation project, it came to notice that they are gonna change the Frederiksplein into the Frederikspark. And so I dare the municipality of Amsterdam to maybe look at my graduation proposal and to look at the stories I found, because there's a lot to tell about this place. And maybe in the next park of whatever it will come, these stories will be told.
Great. So what's that change about Frederiksplein and Frederikspark? Like, how did that come to change, or?
So it's not like the plans are not ready, but they're thinking about it. So now it's more like there's a lot of traffic on it, and they want to make it more like a park.
Ah, I see. So to say something about how you want it to look like you've imagined it for yourself.
Exactly.
Great. Well, thank you, Stephen, for making that, and I hope you win too.
Thank you.
So, the next video is going to be from Tessa Schouten about her landscape architectural design, The Island of Silence.
What would you do if you found out that there used to be a concentration camp in your backyard? Some people would feel the need to do something with this history, while others might feel ashamed and rather try to keep it silent. This is exactly the dilemma that the people of the island of Alderney are now facing in dealing with their war heritage. As a landscape architect, I propose a soft solution. No in-your-face buildings, museums or pavilions, no autonomous works of art, but by letting nature tell the story of the thousands of forced laborers that were on the island during World War II. With forest, water and sea, I tell their stories. And with 3 new landscapes of remembrance, I reveal a hidden past. So that the Island of Silence dares to let its history speak again.
Thank you, Tessa. Where are you? There you are. Sensitive.
Yes,
the
definitely.
topic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So about these sensitive topics, what was your biggest dilemma while being in this project? Like, did you face any, problems? Difficulties.
Yes, definitely. Because what I found out during my research is that every person has its own opinion about on what to commemorate and what not. And in that way, I had to not only convince myself of my ideas, but also my friends, my tutors, my family, my colleagues, and last but not least, also the people that are actually living on the island, because they are maybe the most difficult audience. And I think that as a landscape architect or as a designer, you can take your design freedom, but also take some of your responsibility to create something of which people may not have been thinking about yet. And that's why I came up with landscapes of remembrance, because a landscape can be perceived as objective or maybe even innocent, while at the same time, if you dig deeper into it, it can also tell a very great and now hidden story.
Okay, so the dilemma for you was mostly into convincing the people that lived on that island.
Yeah, so these island residents that lived on Alderney before World War II, they were all evacuated. And the events of having concentration camps and forced laborers on the island, that all took place without them being there. So when they came back, they felt like as if it wasn't their heritage, and that's why it disappeared. Well, I think it's so important to tell these stories.
Thank you. Thank you, Tessa. The next video is going to be from Diana Kantner about her graduation project, Troubled Women.
I don't know what you still want from me. There's nothing more to say.
But why did you do it?
I just wanted to have some fun. I'm gonna need your opinion on the following scenario. An older man marries a young girl. He's twice her age. He could be her father. And he's also known to be a notorious kidnapper and rapist. Boys will be boys, right? On their wedding day, the girl falls in love with someone else. And here comes the part where I'm curious to know who's guilty. And guilty of what? He told me that the nymphs had died. Whatever the fuck that means. Phaedra is one of the pieces that I performed for my final recital. But unfortunately, she's not the only one. Troubled Women deals with the injustice against women that has been normalized by society for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's a historical issue, and so we find it in art, in literature, and most certainly in opera. And we think these plots are entertaining, right? Two girls being tested for faithfulness by their boyfriends, a woman being forced into marriage or systematically raped, and sometimes even murdered out of jealousy. And what have they done? Most of the times, most likely, they have hurt a man's pride or a family's pride, someone's ego. So they are being shamed and they feel guilt. Rosina, Dorabella, Phaedra. I'm here to tell their stories.
Death will give me freedom.
Give it up for Diana. What a voice. Yes, so when can we see you? Like, when are you singing again?
Well, when will you have me?
Oh, that's a great question. Now, I actually have another question. With your project, you devoted attention to guilt, shame, dishonesty, and injustice among women. Did you feel differently at the beginning of this project than you did at the end of it?
Yes, I would say so. I started this project because I liked that piece, Phaedra. It's an amazing piece, and I wanted to do something with a bigger group of musicians. And then, of course, I looked into the story, and then I read the libretto, the text, and I read the story behind it, and I was like, so angry. What the hell? And then, trying to find pieces to go with it, I realized it's very easy to find pieces where, from operas or even just background stories, where women were being shamed and they felt guilty themselves. And that to me was the triggering part. And the more you find, the more you dig, the more you find. And by the end I thought, wow, this is just the beginning. There's so much more you could say.
Okay, so it made you change in a way of making you hungry to investigate more on these subjects in opera.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because I think it's so normalized. In our society, it's very subtle. And of course, there's a big change happening already. And many people say, well, but we live in Western Europe, we live in the Netherlands. Women are not being oppressed. And that's, of course, not the issue here. We know, unfortunately, it's very much the issue somewhere else right now. And still, it's a mindset thing, and it's so small. And I just want to keep dragging the attention to it because I think it's not right.
Right, that's what we do as artists. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, people, we have come to the final project. XXX, Resexifying Amsterdam's Red Light District by Anna Torres.
If you've ever set foot in Amsterdam, the following scene might sound familiar. Red lights, the smell of weed and sweet perfume running through a crowd, seductive ladies behind windows, and an overall sense of excitement and confusion. For centuries, sex work has shaped the streets of Amsterdam and has made the Dutch capital one of the most open-minded and tolerant cities in the world. But this vital part of the city could soon be a thing of the past. Recently, more than a third of all windows have had to turn off their red light, following the municipality's efforts to push sex workers out of the city, putting their livelihood and their safety at risk. But wait, what about sex workers? Shouldn't those who built this city from its very beginning have a say in its future? Shouldn't we include them in this conversation? Determined to answer that question, I approached Amsterdam's sex work community. Through intimate dialogue, their stories became the building blocks of this project. My graduation project, XXX, is an architectural invitation to rediscover sensuality and intimacy in the heart of the Wallen. XXX playfully provides a fresh answer to the current controversial topic on how to deal with the red light district. In a daring solution, it gives back the city to sex workers and redefines the architecture of sex work as we know it. By densifying the roofscape of a typical Amsterdam block with a new sex work community of over 70 windows, XXX provides the city users and sex workers with a new mysterious, sensual, and slow-paced red light experience. Ultimately, this project is an homage to the sex workers' clear message: don't save us, save our windows.
Thank you, Anna. I was amazed when I saw these drawings. It was so cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
It looks quite utopian as well.
Indeed, yeah.
The new Amsterdam red light district.
Absolutely.
So how diverse is that going to be? Are there also going to be men behind the windows?
Yeah, are you interested?
I might.
No, yeah, of course. I hope that having men behind the windows would be a result of a change of mind about the red light district, and not a goal in itself. Because if you look at the red light district right now, it's a space that's been designed for one type of sexuality, one type of fantasy, one type of love. And what I want to do is give space and hold space for this variety, this whole spectrum of sexuality, of ways of loving, right in our public space, so that everyone can feel like they're represented and they have a space for that.
Right. So I'm actually curious, like, if I look at these drawings, they look quite utopian, of course, and quite unrealistic, maybe even. How realistic is it? Could this actually happen to the red light district?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our work as architects is also to create visions which inspire people, which allow people to dream, but also which are very anchored in reality. You know, you can't get away from the grasp of gravity and construction and things like that. So indeed, this part of the project is very realistic, but also I think listening to the voices of the sex workers and including their wishes in the project is really what anchors it in reality as much as possible.
Thank you, Anna, for doing this.
Thank you so much.
I hope we'll see some of this turning into reality soon. And now, the moment everyone has waited for, the announcement of the winners. The Bachelor's Prize and the Master Prize both consist of a cash prize of 3,000 euros, and the Audience Award is 1,000 euros. The winners will also receive an award that has been designed by Teun de Boer, who is an alumnus from the Breitner Academy. All the nominees who don't win an award today will receive 500 euros. I would like to invite jury chair Ernestine Convalius to enter the stage and announce the winners.
I will forgive you.
I'm sorry. Ernestine.
Ernestine Convalius, that's me. Okay, so I have all the secret answers here, but I'm going to share them with you. It was a real pleasure for the jury of the AHK Graduation Prize 2022 to look at all the entries for the best graduation work of the past year. 18 bachelor's projects and 17 master's projects were presented to us, all of which were of high quality. Together, they provide a wonderful picture of the diversity of the academies of the AHK. The talent and skill of the students and their inspiring view of the world. The judges were struck by how maturely the students approach their subjects. They demonstrate a sharp eye for detail and a deep engagement with the world around them. So they do not shy away from dealing with difficult topics, taboos, or very personal subjects. They support their vision with sound research, and they make profound and impressive art. That's a fantastic achievement that promises much for the future of these talents, but also for society, because I think we will profit from it. Out of all the work submitted, we selected 5 bachelor's projects and 5 master's projects, which we felt stood out the most. And although it is sometimes like comparing apples and oranges, all these projects demonstrate a very high artistic level, a fresh perspective on the subject, and a great urgency on the part of the creators to tell these particular stories. So, now it comes. These are the nominated graduation projects in the bachelor's category. It Will Rain. It Will Rain is moving, impressive, and at times even painful. The film enables you to see the world through the eyes of someone far removed from you, and presents a subject matter that is almost impossible to relate to if you haven't experienced it yourself. So that's quite an achievement. The creators fully succeeded in their ambitions, telling a heartfelt and authentic story that's convincingly and also subtly acted. So the second one, Jonge van Hout. The respect for the vulnerable main character that is clear to see from this film demonstrates the great bond of trust between the creators and main character Stijn. As a result, the development that he undergoes is there for all to see in this beautiful and intimate documentary. The consistency that is shown in this project and the visual power is impressive. The jury would also like to express its special appreciation for the beautiful collaboration between the students of the Netherlands Film Academy and those of the Conservatorium of Amsterdam. The next one. Over een pastoor op regenlaarzen. With this film, director Wessel van Wanrooy encourages viewers to reflect upon and discuss a controversial social issue, which is more topical than ever with the aging population. It is impressive that he manages to avoid moralizing and that he dares to shift the perspective throughout the film. A well-acted film that is also very refined in its construction. Then we go to Psychosis 4.48. There is still a taboo attached to psychosis and depression. The way in which the creators of Psychosis 4.48 expose this demonstrates their bravery. Their critique of the healthcare system gives the show a deeper emotional charge. The use of light, scenery, placement of the audience, soundscapes create an intense, overwhelming, and yet intimate experience in which you are completely immersed as an audience. This is your captain speaking. This is your captain speaking invites you to question the norms of the grown-up world in a powerful and playful way The film allows you to see through the eyes of a child in a mature way, as a result of which you are completely immersed in the subjective experience. The cinematography and the sound design support this in a very precise, completely accurate way and make it a loving film that encourages dialogue between parents and children on an urgent social issue. The final verdict. The jury is proud to award the Graduation Prize 2022 in the bachelor's category to a project in which every single element, and therefore also the project as a whole, deserves a 10, in which the personal commitment of the creators is clear to see. A project that addresses urgent issues and which shows great maturity in an understated way. And that project is... I would like to hear this. Okay, great, great. Well, it only makes it more exciting. Okay, I like this one. Thank you. Yeah. The winner is, this is your captain speaking. Idris, where is Idris? Please come forward to the stage. Come forward to the stage. Take your applause. Oh, wait. Ah. Okay, okay.
Wow.
Take. I will give you the prize.
Yeah. Jesus. Which one is it? Thank you so much.
Would you like to say something?
Yeah. I will say a few words. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you very much to the jury and to everyone involved. And especially to my team with whom I've made this film. Several people are in the room. Hannah, Meert are here. People are watching at home who made this film with me. Thank you very much. It wasn't always the easiest of films to make. It was a difficult year at some times for us. But I think what made us do it is that we always put the story first. And I'm very, very thankful for everyone involved in this film for doing that. And I want to thank the kids, obviously. I hope some of them are watching, who contributed like madly to this film with their energy and enthusiasm and their genius ideas. Yeah, and I would like to thank my girlfriend back home. Hello, darling. And my friends in the back and my family, Mart and everyone at the Film Academy. This is really amazing and unexpected. And Pepe, no, Young Case, we made it. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Can I go?
Okay. Yes, it was a special moment for him and the whole team. Okay, so let's come back. I would like to have your attention for the next series of projects. We have come to the part of the master's category. The first one is No Music on a Dead Planet. No Music on a Dead Planet makes a plea for more attention to be paid to the environmental aspects of the music industry. It is therefore an urgent investigation which is carried out carefully and that comes up with important recommendations. Frederique Berendsen avoids the well-trodden paths of pop music and shows herself to be a pioneer. Let it be an inspiration for other artists to do the same. The second one is tentoonstelling voor verbeelding. In tentoonstelling voor verbeelding, architecture is stripped back to the essence, a connection between art and reason. In high-quality research that is worked out in great detail, Steven van Raan makes the case for more feeling in architecture, away from the ego-driven and business-like plans of developers. Beautiful and very much needed in an architectural landscape that is becoming increasingly bleak. And then we go to the island of silence. A lot has been said already about the Second World War, right? But the island of silence provides a richness and complexity that was still missing. And through well-executed and fascinating research, this project impressively demonstrates how to work with a population to address trauma about a particular place. It is not only of interest from the perspective of landscape architecture, but also from a cultural heritage perspective. Troubled women. Opera is a genre that is dominated by traditions. In her desire to ensure opera remains attractive to a young audience too, Diana Kankner boldly breaks with those traditions by involving the audience much more in the performance. At the same time, she makes a powerful statement about the role of women in artworks. In this way, Troubled Women shakes up both the social discussion about male-female relationships and the opera genre. An urgent graduation project that is rooted in these times. And then we have XXX, re-sexifying Amsterdam's red light district. There have been a lot of studies about and proposals for improving working conditions in the Amsterdam red light district. But few are well thought out as XXX. Through excellent research and the close involvement of the various stakeholders, Ana Torres addresses the complexity in a careful, refreshing, yet respectful way. XXX offers solutions that can truly have an impact on the industry and the people involved in it. And now we have reached the final verdict. The jury all agreed, excuse me? Which did we miss? I have here, I'll tell you which we have. No music on a dead planet, okay. Tentoonstelling voor verbeelding, yes. The island of silence, troubled women, and resexifying. Doesn't matter, we have to be sure, right? Okay, so it's just a check. And I'm happy you're there for the check, okay? I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. So can I go to the final verdict now? Okay. The jury all agreed on a project in which everything is just right. A project that is full of hope, that provides room for dreams and imagination, but at the same time is grounded in the present day reality. So a project that calls on artists to go back to the essence, from there to think freely again. It is a real pleasure for the jury to present the AHK Graduation Prize 2022 in the Masters category to... He's gone. Okay, let's do it. Tentoonstelling voor verbeelding. Daar is Steven. Steven, please.
Wow, thanks.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I forgot to give
Thank you all.
other, you can have another brasa later.
Wow, I'm really honored, guys.
Congratulations. This is for you.
Wow, thank you.
Do you want something to say?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I really want to thank all my friends, family, and colleagues, especially my parents. They're in the room here, and my girlfriend, Vele. Thank you guys for all your support during this crazy 2 years of working on one project. And yeah, I also I really like that your kind words, and yeah, just really honored. Thank you.
Enjoy your prize. But there is more to be done. Let me see. Thank you, Lieke. The votes for the Audience Award have been counted. Okay. Let me see. Most votes go to, can I hear it again? Eva Oosterveld and team. Jongen van Hout. Where are you?
Thanks. Wow, this is so special. I don't know where to start, but first of all, thanks the audience. Thanks to you all guys here and to the people at home. It's so special to get an audience prize because we make the documentaries for our audience, and that's like really special to have this as a reward for you all. So thanks the audience. Second, of course, thank you so much, Stijn. Without you, we couldn't make this film, and you are really special in your way of letting us in into your life and your heart. So thank you, Stijn. Thanks the crew. I mean, it was a crazy journey to do this together, and a really intimate project for all of us. We put our love and heart into it, and I really see it in the film as well. So thank you, crew. Thank you, the Netherlands Film Academy. Thank you, Astrid. Thank you, Caro and CRV, Jolande and Jelle Peter. And thank all the people that contributed to this film, because it's really a special project for me, and a project which really helps putting an agenda to the vulnerability of some children and young people in the Netherlands. So thank you so much.
Maybe a prijs mee. So now it's my turn to say goodbye to you. It was a pleasure to be part of this event and to be able to read, see, look at, and hear all the different projects. I wish you all well, and I hope to see the result of all these projects once. The best to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ernestine. Yes, people, we have come to an end of this award ceremony. I would like to thank, look at them. I would like to thank all the nominees for their presentations and congratulate the winners. Many thanks to the jury, Ernestine Convalius, Amber Kortzog, Ahmed Polat, and Ines van der Scheer. Thanks to Marianne Zeldenrust, who arranged for the stage dressing today. And thanks to Gilles van Leeuwen, Jelle and Zep, who arranged all the visuals and the live stream. I would like to ask all the nominees to enter the stage for taking your pictures, and the rest of the audience is welcome to get a drink with us, and you can congratulate the winners after the photo. My name is Jefferson, and I thank you all for watching, and I see you all next year. Come on, guys, you guys.